Hey there, it's Javier Blog 208. We'll be here at the Mississippi Civil Rights Museum with Hezekiah, right?
Hezekiah what?
He's going to tell a story about what he's been through in his life. Anyway, so what's your story?
Okay, first of all, let me just say this. This is Halloween. This is why I'm wearing my Ninja Turtle mask for the kids today. Normally this mask is not worn, so I want to get that out of the way. Okay, and what was the question, sir?
Your story about your life growing up. You said you've been in Mississippi since you were 6, and
Yes.
you're from Wisconsin. You were born in
I was
Wisconsin.
born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. My father moved from Mississippi to Wisconsin during the migration period to get a better life for my mother and my two older brothers. After moving to Milwaukee, I came along. And a few years later, my father died. And after his death, my mom had to make a decision whether to move back to Mississippi or to stay in Wisconsin. So she chose to move back here, which I'm glad she made that move. But anyway, after moving back here, we was in a community that was a close-knit community. That whereas there was no racism, there was no hatred, actually there was nothing but blacks. And we knew there was whites within the city of Jackson, but there never was any contact with them. Occasionally we would visit downtown Jackson, but it was on regular basis. But this particular year, I was in the 8th grade, and the Freedom Riders was in Alabama. And it was interesting to me to see them on TV being beaten, being bitten, being watered down with fire hoses. And it just made me wonder, number one, why would a person put their bodies in harm's way? Why would a person allow another person to spat on them and not retaliate? All of those things resonated here. So not having a hero.
I've seen civil rights movies where, like, I saw one where, like, it goes back to, like, it was disgusting, but, like, it was like a white guy, he spit into the black man's coffee and then he just didn't retaliate. I was kind of surprised about it, but
Yeah,
it's just amazing what kind of, abuse, people are put through.
you get to go through.
Horrible.
Right. But we was able to get through it. And right before school was out, the principal get on the intercom and reach and wish all of the kids a happy summer. Obey your parents. Those of you who will be moving on, I wish you a lot of success. Those of you who are returning, I'll see you then. And you can hear it click off. And a few moments later, he clicked it back on. He said, oh, by the way, if those so-called Freedom Riders come to Jackson, you need to stay away. And, you can hear it, but it doesn't mean anything. Because I wasn't going to get involved, no way. But in talking with some of the elders within the community, no one was into the Freedom Riders. Even my mom told me to stay away from the Freedom Riders. It's not good for you. All of these bad things could happen to you. And so I took her at her word. There wasn't nothing bad to happen to me. nor to her or any of my brothers. So this particular day, we heard that the Freedom Riders was going to be in Jackson at the Greyhound bus station. So we, my friend and I, decided to get on our bicycles and ride to the Greyhound bus station just to see the Freedom Riders. See what they look like, talk like, walk like, dress like, the whole 9 yards. So after getting to the bus station, we waited and waited and waited and waited, and we never did see a Freedom Rider. So my friend said, look, why don't we just run past the front entrance and see, are they in there? So we ran across the front entrance looking, but still running, couldn't see anything. So on the way back up the little hill, we decided to just walk briefly and with a slower pace. And we looked over in there and still couldn't see anything. So we got the second door that was open as a joke. My friend pushed me inside. And I turned to go around, and after I made my turn, a police officer touched me on the shoulder and asked, why are you here? And I couldn't give a reason, because I don't know why I'm in here. I'm just in here. So I told him, I said, my friend pushed me in here. He said, what friend? I said, he's out there. So they went out there and couldn't find him. How y'all doing? Okay. So my friend ran. So he went on the outside and said, no one was out there. I say, you must be part of the FA. So you must be part of the group. And I said, what group? He said, the so-called Freedom Riders. I said, no, I'm not part of a group. He said, well, come on. So he called me by my wrist and brought me back in, a tight grip, sat me down, and asked me my name. I told him. He said, where were you born? Just like that, where were you born? And I said, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And boom. That was it. All hell broke loose. He yelled, I got another one over here. And you could hear the footsteps. But the officers was on another area.
That's horrible. Running
towards me. And when they got there, they said, we got another one here. And they stood me up, put handcuffs on me, set me back down and made a call. And the next thing I knew, this truck paddy wagon was there outside the bus station that they loaded me in and was taken to the state prison. Didn't know anything about the state prison, being 13. Just didn't know anything. After arriving at the prison, I found out that I'm on death row.
Really?
And didn't know anything about death row. I had never heard those two words before in my life. But I'm in a cell with two other inmates.
What were the one thing I didn't get clear? What were the accusations against you for them to give you such a penalty? What were they accusing you of?
Being in a wrong place at the wrong time.
Wow.
And the wrong place was...
What year was this again?
The Greyhound bus station.
Oh, what year?
Oh, 61.
1961, got it.
Yes.
Well, that's only like 60 years ago. Whoa.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So the wrong place was in the white waiting area of the Greyhound bus station. And that was it. So I wake up the following morning, found out that the place I'm in is a prison. Not only is it a prison, it's death row. So I'm asking the guy, hey man, what is death row? What do you do here? Is it something
You
special?
didn't know what death meant?
I know what death meant, but death row.
Oh.
Yeah, you put them together, death is death and row is a row.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you're looking at a 13-year-old naive kid
Yeah.
who has
You were
not
13 when this happened?
been, yes,
Oh my god.
who has
And they were
not,
gonna execute you.
I'm
And
sorry,
they were gonna execute you.
yeah,
That's, oh my god. And it reminds me of that other story about that boy who was executed at 14. I think it was here in Mississippi. I don't
right,
know.
Emmett Till.
No, no, not him. I know about him until about the other boy. He was 14 years old and they actually executed him.
Right, he was from South Mississippi,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, mhm,
I forgot the name. I'm not sure if you may remember.
yeah, but he actually was electrocuted,
On the electric chair.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey, my mother thought I was dead because they put out a search committee looking for me. I would call them a committee, a group of individuals looking. And the young man that was with me, believe it or not, he was leading the charge because he did not go back and tell my mom what happened. He didn't tell his mom what happened because during this time, if he had told his mother, he would have gotten a beat down from his mom and my mom, and probably some other members of the community.
Wow.
So he just wouldn't say anything. So finally, the governor was Ross Burnett, and the president was John Kennedy. And I'm told that those two was in conversation about what was happening here in Mississippi. And